this week's vlog is Thursday the 30th. It is the day before Halloween. We're testing out the Juno costume. We do have a Halloween party that we're going to tonight, but and I need a better hair tie because this is not working. Also, just this is not. This is not. Anyway, reading the plan, because I talked about like what I had read yesterday already in last week's vlog, so you can go watch the end of that to catch up. But the plan today is to get 75% into Wicked. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not having a good time, so we'll see if I manage that, but I am not enjoying it and I'm not having a good time. And then I'm going to get 50% into Play Nice, which I am enjoying, and I am having a good time, and it's helping that that's better. But yeah, rough time, especially since I officially put it in my like reading plans. I'm not having a good time. But we persevere, don't we? I did finish the crochet panel I was working on last week, so yesterday. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and start another one. The issue is that I don't have enough fantasy, and the next panel that I really should do is fantasy. I don't want to like start that and then just have to wait until the yarn comes. I did order yarn and I'm waiting on it to come in, but that's where I'm at. I think that I know what I should do for the next panel, though. That's not the fantasy panel, so I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'll have to still wait, and so I may switch to doing December's book blanket, because that just seems like it will be easier for me to do both, especially because the yarn for the book blanket that is coming in is also coming in with yarn for my dad's gift, and I will need to split my time between the two of them, kind of like how I did for the baby shower blanket that I was doing. So I need to split my time between the two of them, and then like in January I gotta go to Hobby Lobby and get the yarn for my baby's blanket. It's fine. And then also for the book blanket. It's fine. In December I'll order the yarn for the book blanket for 2026 and get that video ready. It's gonna be very simple. It's gonna be a very simple plan for that because I don't have the spoons to do anything more complicated. So here we are. I think that's it though for real now. Oh, one last thing. I did end up filming my wrap-up, editing it, and uploading it all yesterday. So that is off of my plate. I just have to edit last week's vlog, put it all together, upload that, and then make the thumbnails for it. And then I'm golden for filming. I obviously need to do a lot of cleaning still back here. And so I'm going to do some of that today. And we are touring not touring because we've been there before, it's not a tour, but we're gonna like look at the room that we're renting for my baby shower. Wow. So many things. But I think that that's gonna be it. So I will talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks, bye. Hi, hello. It is Friday. Happy Halloween. It's the 31st of October. I don't know where my glasses are. My Halloween costume went over well at the little Halloween thing that we went to yesterday. There's just a few people that didn't know what I was, but that's fine. They're like, "Are you dressed up?" And I was like, "Girl, bye." But that's fine. I expected it because this was young people. Anyway, I did get 75% into Wicked yesterday. I hate this book, y'all. I hate it. I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun, and I don't want to read it anymore. So yeah, and then I got 50% into Play Nice, and I am having fun there, and I'm enjoying it. Sorry, I look so tired. It's because I am so tired. But yeah, I am 50% into Play Nice, and I'm enjoying it. My plan is to get 75% into it today, and then tomorrow I'm probably going to end up reading it before the reading sprints. I also yesterday accidentally got 80% into Tantrum, which was not, that wasn't the plan, but here we are. I got 75% into, or 80% into Tantrum, so I may end up finishing that also before the reading sprint, which just means that I'm going to end up reading Everything She Does Is Magic probably for the entire reading sprint, or I'll switch to Come Out because I have a physical copy of that book. We will see. Or maybe I'll just do both and like switch between the two. We'll see. I got pretty far into this book panel, which is cool. And then I've planned next year's book blanket. I did a lot of planning. I did a lot of planning. I got my book blanket planned and like made my own little card instead of buying a new wood card, because the wood cards I get from the UK and they are no longer shipping to us. Story of my life right now. It's fine. And the yarn that I planned, and I'll talk about this in like the big book blanket video, but the yarn that I planned, the yarns that I will need to replace the most are a yarn that I can get in places that are not the UK specifically. Like I can get some of them in the US. So if this continues, I'll be fine. Big brain thinking. I also printed out the monthly layouts for 2026 and then proceeded to plan out my videos. Pretty much all of my videos, but I proceeded to plan out my videos for... Something is, hold on, sorry, something is making a sound. It stopped. I think it was my water bottle? I don't know, but okay. Anyway, terrifying. What was I even talking about? Fuck, I don't know. Oh, planning my videos. I planned out my videos, one, through my maternity leave and like what I need to film and when. So like the book blanket video, once I get the yarn in, I can film that. I can go ahead and film that whole video. And then once in December, like when I have like the end of December and I have my top and bottom books, I can go ahead and film that video. I'm going to film my January, I need to film my January TBR before the end of December. And my like big wrap up is going to be a big thing I have to film in January. So like January I need to film top books, bottom books, January wrap up, and February TBR. February I need to film my, I think I mixed something up there because I put film 2025 wrap up in February and I'll need to film that before then. But in February, and then January I also need to film my January wrap up. Duh, that just makes sense. February I'll film my book blanket, obviously the February wrap up, and then instead of a March TBR I'm gonna just film my maternity announcement once I finalize some of the details on that. Like, this is how long I plan to be gone and not have footage out. I might do some vlogging, just like some of those little details. My last video will come out on this date. You won't see me again most likely until this date. Just those kinds of things, housekeeping essentially. But if I film that, go ahead and film that in February, then I should be good if I end up delivering up to 2 weeks early. I wanted to set everything up so that I do not have to film at all in March, just in case the baby comes early. Hopefully not, but if they do, then they do. It's fine. That's the plan. That's how I've been big brain thinking about things. But yeah, I planned the book blanket. Got that going. Like I said, if I end up having that yarn earlier than expected, then I will go ahead and film that video as soon as possible. Film, edit, upload, get it done as soon as possible so that that's already up and ready, because that's usually the last of my like 2026 start of the year videos. So yeah, and then I planned out my videos pretty much for the rest of the year with some room for like ideas and stuff, for creative ideas, because I said I wanted to do more creative videos. And then I also went ahead and did the CLEARURSHT schedule. That's for next year. I was like, I'm just gonna do that real quick. Do I have a plan for next year so far? No. But, you know, it's a schedule. I'll take it. Anyway, that's it. I will talk to you guys later. I'm gonna order some smoothies, I think, because it's Halloween and we're having a Halloween party at work. So I'm going to order some smoothies, I think, to get me through the day. So I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks, bye. Hi, good morning. It is Monday the 3rd, and I finished so many books over the weekend. It was actually obscene, so let me talk about that real quick. And I mean, like, so many. To be fair, I was very far into most of them before CLEARURSHT started. Like 80% for some, 75% for others, but I didn't want to finish them. I gotta put you guys in. I didn't want to finish them and have to fuck with the book blanket. Alright, you caught me. Sometimes I get like 90% into a book and then I don't finish it until the first of the month so that I don't have to fuck with the book blanket. What you gonna do? So with that being said, I'm just gonna run out a list of the ones that I can currently see. Let me get rid of the blanks so that I can literally just see the ones I finished. And it is a lot, so. I finished Play Nice by Rachel Harrison and give it a 4-star read. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was very interesting. Rachel Harrison does a good job of including humor in a lot of her horror books, and this was no exception. It was not as humorous as some of her other books, much darker actually, but I liked it a lot. And then we have Tantrum by Rachel Eve Moulton. This is like the epitome of taking trauma and family dynamics and mother wounds and that kind of thing and turning them into a horror story, except at no point did I go, oh great, this is one of those, the horror is the trauma all along. No, the horror was horror. And I really appreciated that. I was a little bit worried about reading Tantrum because I was afraid that, because it's about like pregnancy and having a baby and the baby being monstrous, I was a little bit afraid that that would be a little bit much for me. But because it was specifically about a dynamic that I am not very worried about, I thought it was fine. A 4-star read. I enjoyed it. Then we have Dreamslinger by Gracie Kim. I really loved this book. I hate that it ended on a cliffhanger though. That pissed me off a little bit. Middle grade book. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I don't know why I didn't know it was a series, but here we are. I wish I had known that, but it's fine. And I liked our main character. She works really, that she the whole like moral shift that she has to go through as 14-year-olds are want to do, was really well done because it didn't feel very sudden. It felt very subtle and slow, especially as she learned more things about herself. So for fantasy middle grade, I really enjoyed that. Then we have The Once and Future Me, which I finished that last night. That is a sci-fi thriller kind of book. 3-star read. I honestly thought it was going to be a lower rating from Compile. I was really interested in the first 50% of the book, and then the same plot points just like kept happening. We were being experimented on and then we were running. We were being experimented on and then we were running. We were being experimented on and then we were running. So that by the time we got to the actual like plot reveals and general reveals, I found myself burned out and I did not care. And I hate to say that, but like I just didn't care by the time I got to the end of the book, which, yeah, was a little frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. Then, 2 more books that I finished during the reading sprints on Saturday would be Gods Don't Cry by Ellen Ryan. I did not realize this was a children's book, so I'm going to give that caveat because it is my bad that I didn't realize that. I think if I had realized that, I would have gone in with the appropriate expectations for the way that this was written. But because I didn't know that, I didn't go into it with the appropriate expectations. That being said, this book sucks. They mistell or lie about a lot of myths. There's one myth in specifically that I've done a lot of research on because it's one of those ones that like my family knows for some reason, about Anya, and she's considered the fairy queen. I don't know. And the way that it's told is incorrect. A lot of these stories are retold to fit a specific narrative, and I understand that this book is for children, but we don't have to make up or lie about the myths in order to fit a specific narrative. And I found that very frustrating, because there are some Irish and Celtic myths that I know, and when I was reading this I was like, am I wrong? No, I wasn't wrong. This book lied. And I struggled with that. I felt like that wasn't a good choice. Then we have Everything She Does Is Magic by Bridget Morrissey. I would give this a 5-star read if I was not compiling things. This is a young adult romance, sapphic romance, and I enjoyed it immensely. I thought it was so much fun. I liked our characters' dynamic. I liked their conflict. Very much a cozy read. If you're still struggling with the book that Ariadne would pick thing, then I would go with this book. I think this book would fit that dynamic. I thought it was a lot of fun. Next up, I'm just going to wrap these two. Sorry, I told you guys I finished a bunch of books. I'm going to wrap these 2 books into one. Just one review, because it's going to be easier for me. I finished Strange Houses and Strange Pictures by Uketsu. Strange Houses was better than Strange Pictures. Both of them were just kind of lackluster by the end. I don't understand the hype. That's my review. I don't understand the hype. They both were kind of 3-star reads for me. Then I read A Mouthful of Dust by Ningbo, which is a novella in a series, and I enjoyed it. It's like the 8th book in this series, and it's not a series you have to reread to continue to read. Although this one I would specifically say you won't know the story if you haven't read any of the previous books. But I thought that it was really interesting. There's a little bit of a shift in the normal storytelling that I thought was kind of fun, or not fun, but kept things entertaining. I enjoyed it a lot. I did finish Wicked. 1-star read. I should have DNF'd it. That man needed to be told to shut the fuck up at some point. He rambles endlessly, and much like me, should be told to shut the fuck up sometimes. And then lastly, we have Virginia Woolf, A Life from Beginning to End by Hourly History. This is like a 50-page book, nonfiction, that I had on my TBR, and I was like, whatever, I'm gonna knock this out real quick, because I need something to read for this minute that I've got some time. So read that, finished that. It was fine. I actually wasn't supposed to finish it until December, but I did it this month instead. I don't know how I mixed that up, but it's fine. It's fine. But those are all the books that I finished since October 31st to today. All of the things that you've missed. Some of these things I finished up in this morning, some of them I finished Friday night. It's chaos. But those are all of the ones. So huzzah. Today's reading plan. I started This Is My Body. My plan is to get 25% into that, and then I'm also going to get 50% into Empty Heaven, which is an audiobook I'm going to be listening to. If I get further into Empty Heaven, that's fine. Same thing with This Is My Body. Not a big deal if I get further into these books. I'm not I don't feel any type of way about it, because I am already so far ahead of my reading by accident that I'm just it's fine. I'm going to have to find more shit to read by the end of this, by the end of CLEARURSHT, which is good. It's not a bad thing. But this is a long update. I'm sorry, y'all. Other things. I have done all that I can of this panel for the book blanket for November, but my yarn should come in on Thursday, and I can't do the last panel for November because I need to make sure that I don't have a ton of books that I end up adding, because we're literally in the first few days of November. So I went ahead and started December. And I think that'll be good because the yarn for my dad's gift is coming in as well with the book blanket yarn. So I think that'll be good because then it means that I can more effectively work on that without feeling like I'm trying to work on that and the book blanket and not burn myself out. That's the plan. Okay, this was a really long update, and unfortunately it's not going to have a lot of time where I can edit it down where I shut up. So it's just going to be a long update that I have to edit. So I'm going to go, but I will talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks, bye. So 4th. How we doing, gang? I, once again, have read too much. I think my new meds have given me superpowers. Yeah, I once again have read too much. Yesterday, I ended up finishing Empty Heaven. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it immensely. 5-star read, actually. 5-star read. It was like Children of the Corn meets Midsummer meets that one episode of Over the Garden Wall where they go to the barn and the people have pumpkins on their head and then there's that scary scarecrow guy. It was that. But like gay and slightly amusing. It was that. It was so fun. I had such a good time reading it. I thought it was super interesting. I thought that it was very fleshed out. I thought that the characters were interesting and unique. It was also just such a unique take on stories that like we've seen before, but I don't know, the way that it was put together was just fantastic and I had such a good time. Then I also finished This Is My Body by Lindsay King Miller. Mixed feelings about that. I liked it, but there were some things that happened. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's some things that happen in the like first and like up to the 50% mark that don't align with what we understand the main character to feel and want. Some of her actions don't line up with any of the things that she has internally said to the audience. And it's not an unreliable narrator thing, it's an inconsistency thing. And that made some of the things that happened very hard to believe, which I'm saying this about an exorcism book, okay? There's a lot of things that are hard to believe in this book, but I mean from like a logic perspective as to the actions of the characters rather than like, are exorcisms real? I read enough horror. I'm not worried about that part. It was the way that the responses that were being held, that were happening, that didn't quite make sense to me. The ending was cool though, it was worth it, I'm glad I read it, but I still was just like, okay, sure. So the reading plan today is that I would like to get finish Come Out by Natalie C. Parker. This is a book I actually got at the Texas Book Festival last year, and then just proceeded to never read it. Got it for free. I think it's signed. Or it's an advanced reader copy or something. Yeah, it's signed. Haven't read it. I feel bad. Haven't read it. But, I got about 40% into it yesterday. I am enjoying it. My plan is to finish it today. Sorry. I have drainage. And then I also want to get 25% into Skip Shock. We'll see how that goes. That's the plan. I might end up, I might finish the book. Depends on how the day goes. That's just how things have gone lately. If I finish Come Out, and I'm like, I want to read more books, then I'm going to start my reread evocation. But that's it for what I've got planned right now. For reading with my eyes, I'm just going to focus on Skip Shock. I'm not going to bounce around on that, but that's currently the plan. So, crochet-wise, I did finish this panel for December, and I got another panel started. I have almost all of December panels planned. The only thing is that I can't do all of them because I'm missing fantasy. But once I get my fantasy yarn in, I can finish November. I can sew it together. Well, not finish November. I'm missing the very last panel because I'm not going to finish that until the very last week of November. And the same is going to go for the December. I'm not going to do the very last panel until the very last week of December because I don't know what I'm going to read between now and then. I don't know if I'm going to end up adding 12 more books, especially with the way that my reading's been going lately. So I just want to better safe than sorry, right? But that's it. So, yeah. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks, bye. Straight. Hold on. Hi, it is Wednesday, the 5th of November. In a shocking twist, once again, I read too much yesterday. and then this morning. So couldn't sleep last night, so I ended up finishing Skip Shock. 5-star read. Didn't expect that at all. Did not expect that to be a 5-star read, but I really, really enjoyed it. I thought that it was a very ambitious plot, but it pulled through in the end. Like it turned out really, really good. I need to take my meds. It turned out really, really good. I thought that the author did a really good job. It's marked as YA. I personally would consider it more new adult, not adult, but some of the content is, it's not fade to black, which is fine. I just would consider it older young adult, maybe like 17, 18, you know? But I really, really enjoyed it. I thought the romance was beautiful. I thought the story was incredible. The world building, mind-blowing. Honestly, the world that is created in this book is just, it's wild. However, I am pissed off that the end was a little cliffhanger-y, and I didn't see anything that said that it was a series anywhere, so I'm a little bit irritated about that, but that's fine. I finished my reread of Evocation. I haven't officially rated it yet, but it's probably gonna be 4 stars, if I had to guess. I liked it. I've read it before, so I don't have a whole lot to write home about, but I liked it. I like our characters. I like their dynamic. I'm not generally a polyamory like enjoyer. I don't generally enjoy those storylines very much. But in this book, I specifically, I do like it. I think it's a solid read. I think it fleshes itself out well. I also, no, that's it. That's all I read. But the plan today for reading is that I'm going to get 25% into A Well-Trained Wife, which is a nonfiction book about a woman's escape from the Christian patriarchy. And then I'm going to start, more than likely, Ascension. Because I finished Evocation, like the plan today was to finish Evocation. But then I did it this morning. Like I've already finished it and it's only 8 a.m. So I have time now to start Ascension if I would like to. So I'm gonna get 25% into A Well-Trained Wife and then go from there. See how I'm feeling, if I'm still up for reading, am I still being insane about reading, what do my meetings look like, etc. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. But that's it. I think I'm getting sick, which is kind of annoying. I hope that I'm not getting sick because I have the book festival this weekend. So I'm hoping I'm not getting sick, but anyway. I also got over halfway through this panel for December's book blanket, and my yarn should come in today, so I would like to finish this panel today, and then if my yarn comes in, I want to get that, have that, and then I can finish the fantasy panel that I was in the middle of for November, and I can get the second to last panel for December, and then for November I will essentially be done too. So I'm going to start the project for my dad, so it'll be really exciting because I haven't done a big project since the baby blanket I worked on last time, so we'll see. I'm also doing some rearranging in the house. I don't know, you probably haven't been able to tell, but I moved a chair over here and I think it'll be good for filming. However, I think I'm going to switch the chair that's over there for the rocking chair that I have, because I'm realizing, like, when baby is here, I will likely be in my office more than I will be in the nursery that is not technically the baby's room yet. The nursery is the baby's room, but the baby's going to be sleeping with us for the first like 6 months of its life. So I have a feeling that I will be in here more with the baby than in that other room. And so it makes more sense for the rocking chair to be in here rather than in the nursery. It also is very crowded in the nursery. So I'm probably just gonna put the rocking chair in here, do that. The rocking chair comes with a footstool that also rocks, and that thing takes up a lot of unnecessary space. I'm probably just gonna like put it in the room, in this room, but not with the rocking chair. I haven't decided yet, but I think that's kind of where I'm at. But I think that's gonna be it. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat. Okay, bye. Hello, good morning. It is Thursday, the 6th. I feel like I can't breathe. I finished books. Let's talk about that, and then I'm going to close with the vlog so that I can open up tomorrow's vlog. This week's vlog, next week's vlog, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Hi. Yesterday, what did I read yesterday? I don't know. Stuff. Let's start with what I finished this morning. I finished Ascension this morning, and it was good, but not as good as Evocation. It almost felt like fan fiction of the first book, and I don't know how else to explain that, but it felt like fan fiction of the first book, so I only gave it 3 stars. I enjoyed it, but it was like, this is fine, I guess. I also, last night, this is what I finished, there we go. Last night I finished A Well-Trained Wife, which is a nonfiction book about a woman's escape from the patriarchy, 3-star read. I enjoyed it. Felt a little, I don't know. I want to say trauma dumpy, but it didn't. I mean, it's not necessarily that. And it's very relevant for the current climate that we're in. So I don't know what about it just didn't sit right. Something something wasn't it. I don't know what it was though. Maybe it's like some of the privilege that she has inherently as a white woman that just wasn't really addressed, maybe? I don't know. That seems like not something, I mean, I don't know, y'all. But there's just something about it that I just didn't love, okay? Okay. What else? That's really it. So I think I'm going to close the vlog out here. Next week's vlog, very exciting stuff. We're going to the Texas Book Festival. So very exciting stuff there. But I'll talk about like what I'm gonna read, what I'm currently in the middle of, and crochet stuff, and a book I ordered in next week's vlog. So I'll see you guys later. Okay, thanks, bye.